What up, guys? J&J Picks back again with another video. Today we're going to be covering Thursday night's bets, what hit, what didn't with RJ and I. And we're also going to be covering Sunday's slate. So the 1 p.m., the 4 p.m., the money lines, everything that we have needed for the Sunday slate's bets. So thank you guys so much for joining in again. RJ, what you got for us?
How's it going, everybody? As Jesse said, this week we are going to be going over our Thursday bets from last night. We're going to be giving you our best bets and best picks that we found for week 3. But before we hop into the recap from last night and our projected picks for this weekend, I want to tell everybody thank you for watching the videos. Thank you for subscribing. We're actually up to 47 now. We got one more subscriber since the last video. We are 3 subscribers away from that 50 subscriber goal and the potential big payout bet that we're going to make for our 50 subscriber goal. You guys can help us get there. Share the videos, likes, have your friends subscribe, leave us some comments. You guys do what you do to help us get our goals. We appreciate every single one of you. Rolling into our Thursday night bets. Jesse, how are you feeling about that Bills and Dolphins performance from last night?
Well, pardon my French, but Tua turned the fucking ball over. Ruined my bet. Um, that's his new name from now on, and I'm not calling him by his actual name. Tua turned the ball over. Absolutely sold my bet. He could have been throwing to Devon Achane at the very end, but nah, he wanted to. We could have been running the ball too. We had 3 minutes left on the clock. Kid you not, 3 minutes left on the clock, and we're gonna pass the ball to a double covered wide receiver, and it just pissed me off. So other than that, because I had for those who don't know, I had the Bills money line, James Cook to get an anytime touchdown, James Cook to go over 67.5 rushing yards, and Devon Achane to go over 99.5 rushing and receiving yards total. Devon Achane had 91. He needed 9 yards. We didn't hit, but everything else cashed. It went great. Everything else went great. So it's I'm not even blaming it on Devon Achane because that's a tough defense, and that was a good little bet, and I knew what I was doing whenever I made that bet. So it's just hard in general to hit that bet, but Tua turned the ball over, absolutely sold my bet.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely was feeling bad for you there because that you had a very good bet and it just barely missed by one leg. If he would have got one good run there right before the ball got intercepted, your bet would have cashed, no problem, without a doubt. On my side, I had the Bills to cover a 6-point spread, which they did. Not gonna lie, watching the game, I was sweating the whole time with the performance the Dolphins gave because that was insane. I did not expect them to play as well as they played and keeping it as close of a game as they did. Um, I had Khalil Shakir for 3 or more receptions. He cleared that line, no problem. And I had James Cook to get 50 rushing yards, and he demolished that like it was nothing. So if anybody was on my side of the bet for Thursday, let me know if you won something. Tell me what you won if you want to, but we cashed on that side. But moving forward, going into the big slate, the one everybody's excited for, the Sunday night football. What are going to be your best money line picks for Sunday day?
So I actually have two money line bets. I've got a safer money line bet, and then I've got a really long money line bet that I'm making sure that I don't spend as much money on. But I've got a 6 leg. Uh, my fault. I have a 5 leg parlay for money lines. It's a small little bet. I have Colts, Falcons, Steelers, Packers, and Seahawks to all take home the win. Um, that's just the Colts. They're playing the Titans. It's going to be an easy game. The Falcons play the Panthers. Easy game. The Steelers play the Patriots. And considering what the Patriots look like against the Raiders, it looks like it's going to be an easy game. The Packers play the Browns, easy game, and the Seahawks play the Saints, should be an easy game as well. Those are just promising wins that look to be good. And then for a big money line parlay, yeah, let's buckle up, boys. This is what we got. We got the Colts, Commanders, Eagles, Falcons, Steelers, Packers, Bucks, Chargers, Seahawks, and Chiefs to all take home the W. I know it's a 11 leg parlay. It's risky. I know. So don't spend too much money on it, but it's a parlay that looks to be good this weekend,
Matter of fact, I
and I'm
can,
really liking the chances of it.
yeah. Right now, the way that when we put it in, you have $1 bet on it, and if it hits, your $1 bet brings home $65.
You see what I mean, boys? If it hits, not guaranteed to hit, but I think it's very possible with what happens and what teams I stayed away from. Um, because there was teams that I definitely did stay away from. I didn't like the matchup with the Vikings and the Bengals. It just didn't look favorable to pick any team, and if I was going to pick a team, it was probably going to be the Vikings.
See,
They just have a, yeah, it's hard.
no, for sure. And so the way I'm doing my money lines, I'm gonna take it back to like last week. I'm gonna keep it at the three because the three did me very well last week. So I've actually got three of the teams that you picked on here. I've got the Packers, the Falcons, and the Colts. Just like you said, I feel like these are good matchups for the teams that we think are going to win. I have the most up confidence in these teams to win. Packers are beast. The Falcons did great. And I didn't get to watch any of the Colts games, but from what I hear, they're doing a lot better, and they could definitely beat the Titans.
Titans are dog water, dude.
And as we roll into that 1 o'clock section, what's going to be your favorite picks for the 1 o'clock games?
So there's actually something really interesting going on. Josh Jacobs is one touchdown away from not grabbing, tying up a record in the NFL. He currently has 12 games that he's consistently scored a touchdown on, and this next game would make it 13, tying that record. And I think he's going to tie that record this week. So I have him down as an anytime touchdown bet. Then I have Jordan Love to go over 220 passing yards, and I've got Bijan Robinson to go over 90 rushing and receiving yards. This looks really favorable, and I really like betting on Bijan Robinson. So that's my 1 p.m. bets. Seems very favorable. I think it's going to hit. The only thing that might not hit is that Jordan Love. So be careful betting on Jordan Love because it might be the game might be out of reach. They might bench him. They might just say, "Okay, cool, you've had enough. Let's just hand the ball off." So that's the one thing that's going to be risky about this bet. Whenever you're betting on this, what do you got for 1 p.m. bets?
So the one that might be a little risky from my side is I have Bijan Robinson for an anytime touchdown. But my theory on it is considering he did not find the end zone last week, and with an explosive player as he is, and going up against this Panthers defense, I have the best thoughts in mind that he's going to get one this week. I don't see him going 2 weeks in a row not getting a touchdown, and especially against the Panthers. I mean, if it was a better defense, then maybe I wouldn't have even taken it. But considering this is the Carolina Panthers we're talking about, I see him busting through and getting into the end zone. Uh, but I also have a total yard bet on Bijan Robinson, but my bet is for the 80 yards. I moved it down a little bit from where Jesse's at, even though he had an amazing performance last week. I don't even remember what was it, like 150, 160 is what he landed at, something crazy
It
like
was
that.
something like that. He had like 120 yards rushing, I think.
Yeah, it's like something extremely crazy. Now, I'm not saying he can't do it, but just to be on the safer side, I'm gonna take him at 80 because at 80 I can still keep some of my value on the sports book and the odds and not have to run the risk of him having to put in so much work. But with those two on there, I also have from my money line picks, I've got the Falcons money line just to outright win the game. Because if you take these three bets on the Falcons game, because I'm just going to watch that game together as a bet, you get almost double. Actually, I think it's more like triple your money. So it's like a plus 200. You get your money back plus double, which is not bad for what that is. I mean, all three of those should be easy hits, and like Jesse said, nothing's for certain. I mean, we're gambling. These are just our opinions on what we think is going to happen. It looks good on paper, but we won't know anything until game day. And speaking of game day, what about your 4 o'clock bets? What are you liking for 4 o'clock?
Okay, this is a 4-leg parlay that I'm really liking. Okay, so Jackson Smith-Njigba, I have him going for over 80 yards. I think he can score. I think that he can get 100 yards every game for this entire season. I really believe that. He is looking phenomenal this season. The number one wide receiver for the Seahawks, and he's going up against a pretty eh secondary in the Saints. Trey McBride going over 60 receiving yards. Marvin Harrison Jr. is having that little slump that he did have last year in his rookie year. And where did they go with the ball? They went with Trey McBride. So I'm having Trey McBride having over 60 receiving yards. I have Christian McCaffrey to get an anytime touchdown, and I really think that they can lose this game too, as well, to the Cardinals in a divisional matchup. So this is why I did not put money on that game. But Christian McCaffrey is like the only thing that the 49ers have right now, with George Kittle being out and Brock Purdy being out as well. So I think he's going to find the end zone. CeeDee Lamb to go over 81.5 receiving yards against that terrible Bears secondary right now, and it's not looking too hot for any of those people. Honestly, Jalen Johnson being out right now, being a top 5 corner in the league, it's just tough for that Bears defense to do anything without any of that. So that is my 4 p.m. bets for this weekend. What you got?
So what I'm going to do is like similar to last week. I'm going to laser focus in on the Chargers game. I feel like it's going to be a good game because Broncos have an amazing defense. But even with that being said, I think the Chargers are still just a better team, and they're going to pull the win out. But I still want to watch it. And while I'm watching, I'm going to bet that Herbert is going to get at least 200 passing yards. Keenan Allen is going to get at least 3 receptions, and the Chargers are going to win the game. That's going to be my 3-leg for 4 o'clock because I'm most excited to watch that game. So while I'm watching the game, I want to have something that I can keep track of instead of like jumping back and forth between other games and having my attention divided. Which I'll probably be watching other games and keeping eyes on stuff, but the one that I want to like sit down and eat and have some drinks and watch is going to be this one. So I'm going to focus most of my money there. And
I get it. Yeah.
I know we weren't talking really anything prime time. I'm not super excited about prime time. Have you had any change in thoughts or anything that you want to talk about for prime time? Because I'm just, man, to me, like we said earlier, it's like the primetime games aren't even as exciting or great as matchups as some of the other games on the schedule. It doesn't make sense to me. What are your thoughts?
So me personally, I'm not touching the Chiefs like at all. They're actually on my ban list, and we're ban list coming soon, guys. It is coming soon. People we are not betting on coming soon
For sure.
because it's 100% going to happen. But the Chiefs wide receivers are pretty much on the ban list. We're not touching. I'm not me personally. I'm not touching them. I am not betting on any Chiefs wide receiver until they're all healthy. And Travis Kelce's old, so I don't know about that part. And the Giants' offense is just so bad. The only thing that I might do is a Cam Scatterboo touchdown. It depends on which Russell Wilson shows up. If the Russell Wilson who loves to throw deep shots shows up and is accurate, then he's gonna win. I'm not. Oh, hold on. He's gonna have a great performance. I'm not saying he's gonna win. I mean, let me say that now. The Chiefs are still the Chiefs.
Pedal that back a little bit.
Yeah. exactly. But this primetime game is going to be. It should be like a like it should be just the Giants being torn apart on primetime. So that's just what I think about that. I'm not betting on this game. The only thing that I would bet is the money line, and that's it. And I think the Chiefs are going to win.
I think I'm right there with you. I don't really want to put any money on this game. I'm not excited that it's the primetime game. I mean, the Kansas City hasn't done anything so far in the last 2 weeks to make me want to put any money on them. It's I'm just not excited about it. Like I'm more excited to watch the Chargers and the Broncos than I am to watch Kansas City and the Giants.
Oh, 100%. The primetime game this week should have been um, Ravens Lions on Sunday Night Football, but it's perfectly fine being on Monday Night Football. Monday Night Football is fine. If I would have changed a game from the 1 p.m. games or the 4 p.m. games to Sunday Night Football, it would have been the Eagles versus Rams game. That looks like a really good game this week,
Oh
and I
yeah.
think it's going to be a really competitive game.
Oh yeah, dude. Like I mean I don't know what the scheduling is this year or what's going on or why they set it up this way. But like you said, there's so many other games that could have been fit better as a primetime game than what we got. The Eagles Rams game could have been better. The Chargers Broncos game is going to be better. The Lions Ravens game, they could literally have swapped any of the random 4 o'clock, 1 o'clock games and put the Kansas City and Giants game in a random 1 or 4 o'clock slot and gave us, one of those three games as prime time, and it would be so much better.
Oh, I 100% agree. So
Because it's
just
almost to the point that I'm going to be paying attention more to the games at the 1 o'clock games, the 4 o'clock games, and when prime time happens, I don't even care to watch. I'm gonna be more excited about getting some sleep and getting ready to do some research on Monday night's game because I'm more excited about Monday night's game. But that's just how
I
I
completely
feel about it.
agree with that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
But speaking of the Monday night game, do you have anything that you want to talk about? I think it's going to be a great game. I have a couple things that I'm looking at maybe betting. I'm gonna tell them here so that way if people want to jump on it, they can jump on it. But these are just thoughts. Nothing's locked in. There's no money on it. These are just things that I'm gonna look at. But before I give mine away, do you have any thoughts on the game or anything that you might think is
So
worth
I would
mention?
I think that Derrick Henry will get a touchdown, so I would put money on him to have an anytime touchdown. Um, I think that Jahmyr Gibbs will go under 90 yards rushing, and I think that I would put money on Jared Goff to go over his passing yards. I don't know what his line is set at now,
Hold on one
but
second. I can tell you. Hold on one second. You can finish your thought. Let me just look up the line.
this is me thinking out loud. I haven't done any research on him either.
Yeah,
Uh,
I mean, you guys are hearing this live. We haven't done any research into Monday's game because we were so focused on the Sunday slate and trying to get this video out for guys. But hold on one second. Let me find it. So currently, as of right now, the line for Jared Goff is set at 262.5 yards.
holy crap! That's high, dude.
That is very high.
Oof.
Lamar
I
Jackson's
don't
is set
know.
at 231.
I would take the over on that one. I would 100% take the over on that one.
Because we got a little bit of time. So so looking at lines right now, they've got, and this is going to be the rushing part. So Derrick Henry's line is set at 88.
I would take the over on that.
Jahmyr Gibbs,
Maybe.
Jahmyr Gibbs is set at 55.
Wow. Tells you how bad he's been doing.
Man, they have Lamar Jackson at 42. They're saying Lamar Jackson in this game is going to run almost as much as Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah, that tells you how bad he's been doing. He hasn't been doing what the 2024-2025 Jahmyr Gibbs did.
And then when we move over to the receiving side, we've got Amon-Ra for 71 receiving yards.
That's pretty high for Slant Boy.
We got Zay Flowers in the number 2 spot. Well, number 2 spot on the sports book, not in any particular order, but Zay Flowers is set at 69.5. I feel like that is a setup. That number is set that way for a reason. I don't like that number.
I don't know.
That's a
I think it's a
weird
good
number. So, and this is one of the things I was talking about with the sports book, right? So when it's a number like that, 69.5 is such a weird number because a half a yard more and you get an even 70. But if he lands at 69 and comes up a yard short, you lose. You get what I'm saying? Like, to me, that feels like a setup.
Honestly, I think it makes more sense. Me personally, just because the sports book never really identifies what it wants to say. Because of the fact, well, it just like sometimes it'll say, "Oh, hey, this is a 70-yard bet, like 70 or over." Is it once you hit 70 you make it? Like sometimes it's never really clear.
So there's I get what you're saying, but this is how I've been showing you how to bet. So like when we move the line the way we move it, if it's like the Bijan Robinson bet, right? So you've got him at 90 total. As soon as his foot touches the 90 marker, like for total yardage, your bet hits. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But when you take their line where it has the hook, the 0.5, that 69.5 for Zay Flowers, if he hits 69, you lose. He has to get at least 70 to win.
Mm-hmm.
But if me and you were to move the line, say down to 60, right? He has to get at least 60. So if he hits the second he touches 60, our bet hits. But if he gets 59, then we miss. But that's the reason they put that 0.5 on there, because like if he gets exactly 69 yards, we lose. So he has to get at least 70 or more for us to win, if you were to take the over in this example.
Yeah. It's just different, you know? It's kind of tough.
Let's look at some receptions. Because I like doing the receptions sometimes better than the than the yards, because the yards can be a little funky sometimes depending on the defense. Because I mean, if you get 3 quick passes out the pocket and you took them for 3 receptions, bang, you've got them. But if you take that same person for 80 receiving yards, but those 3 quick passes were only 10 yards a pop, you got him 30 yards and he's got 3 catches in. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it.
So Amon-Ra is currently set at 6.5. So if you took the over, he needs 7. If you took the under, he can get 6 or less. And then Zay Flowers is at 5.5.
So I could see him having 6 or 7.
Which one, Zay Flowers or Amon-Ra?
Zay Flowers. Well, Amon-Ra is gonna get his receptions just because he's a slant boy. Like, bro, I will die on the hill that he is the new Michael Thomas, because all he ever does is run slants on that new offense. And it's annoying. Yes, he gets open, but it's a slant route. I could see Amon-Ra, definitely see Amon-Ra having his thing.
What I'm looking at is I'm thinking I think I agree with you. I think Derrick Henry's going to find the end zone. So, like, if I was to build a Monday night bet right now, what I would be favoring is the Derrick Henry anytime touchdown because those odds, let's see what that is because we didn't even look at touchdowns. So, yeah, Derrick Henry is at minus 210. So they're heavily favoring him to get in the end zone. They've even got Jahmyr Gibbs at minus 130, so they're thinking he's going to get a touchdown as well. Those are the two most likely people that the sports book
Has he
think.
gotten a touchdown?
I don't think he's gotten one at all.
That's kind of crazy for him to be a minus bet then, right?
Yeah, I mean it is, but I think that's why they're putting him as a favored one because he has got 0 touchdowns so far. And then
I don't know.
Amon Ra and Zay Flowers are tied both at plus 105. So if you were to take either one of them for a anytime touchdown, you could double your money just if you took them as a straight to get a touchdown.
I could see Amon Ra having a touchdown, really.
So let's see. If I took Derrick Henry for an anytime touchdown, and then I took, let's say, because I like Zay Flowers. Let's take Zay Flowers for what was his line? 5.5. Let's
Yeah,
change
5.5.
that up a little bit just to see what we could look at. If we take him for 5 flat, so that way if he gets at least 5, we're good. And then we take Derrick Henry, they've got him at 88. If I move Derrick Henry to, let's see what the odds are. Where's Derrick Henry? If I take him for 70, no, 70 is not enough. If I move him down to 80, so if we put Derrick Henry at 80 rushing yards, Derrick Henry anytime touchdown, and Zay Flowers 5 receptions, so as long as he gets 5 or more, you're good. You could triple your money off
I
a
like
3
that.
leg.
I like that. Good little parlay.
And then like
Ah,
what you were saying, because you liked the over on Lamar Jackson, you liked the Amon Ra anytime touchdown, and then you were saying that
no.
you,
Do
huh?
do Amon Ra receptions. Do Amon Ra receptions.
You want to do the receptions? You want
Yeah,
to?
do the
Okay,
reception.
let's look at his. His were 6.5. Do you want to move that down to 6 flat, or do you want to take the hook?
6 flat. 6 flat.
Let's see, 6 flat. All right, and then that's also with the Amon Ra anytime touchdown. Do you want to keep that on there, or you want to sub that out with something else?
No, keep it on there.
So if you ran your 3 leg parlay just off of what we're talking about right now, you could 4x your money. If you were to put 5 on it, you could win 20 because I
20
mean
bucks.
there's some change on it too. It's like 318. So it'd be like $22.80.
Pretty good.
It's not bad, especially for a 3 leg.
And if you want to get even riskier, you could probably put Jared Goff.
To go under.
No. So move the line down and put it at 215.
All right, 1 second. Let me pull it up. 1 second. So you can either go 2 flat or you can go 225.
225.
225. Let me double check this. What else am I missing? We had Amon Ra 6, Jared Goff, Amon Ra anytime touchdown. What was the other one I just said? I'm missing a leg. 6
Only a 3
receptions.
leg right now.
Yeah.
6 or more receptions. Amon Ra, anytime touchdown. Lamar Jackson over.
Oh, that's what it was. Lamar Jackson on the over.
Pass yards.
That's what it was. That's what it was. So adding that, even though moving the line, you would turn $5 into $30.
Crap. Holy crap, that's a lot. So yeah, that's something that I would pull up. That's something that I would do for Monday night. Monday night's even just it's hard to bet on primetime again because you're only doing that one primetime game, in my opinion.
No, I agree. Well, I hope everybody enjoyed sitting here listening to us build a bet. You guys got to have a little peek behind the curtain on that one because we hadn't really looked at anything on the Monday side. But Jesse, would you like to give these kind people some last words before we get out of here?
Yes. Make sure to go over to the TikTok page. We have posted our bets on there. If you want them in a quick little, you can pause and make a look at the bets, move whatever you want. The bets are up on the TikTok page. Plus, you get to see what we look like. Also, thank you guys so much for watching, hearing us just think out loud, just thinking what goes through our heads, because we eventually we do have to go back and look at the stats. That's one part that we didn't look at, but that's just us thinking out loud, going off of the last 2 weeks of what we watched, not looking at stats. Make sure you look at stats. You have to look at what the player's doing and what they're doing in the whatchamacallit, the practices. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hear us ramble on about certain things. Love you. RJ, send us off.
All right, guys, just like Jesse said, we have all of the Sunday night bets out on the TikTok. Go follow us over there on TikTok. It's J and J Fantasy and Sports. And like Jesse said, you get to see our face reveals, see what we look like. We're going to be adding some webcams to the YouTube channel in the near future, so that way you can see our beautiful faces on the YouTube. But while you are on YouTube, not seeing our faces, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, leave us some comments, tell us whose bets you like more, mine, his, if you're taking mine, if you take his. If we're wrong, let us know. We appreciate every single one of you guys. Everybody, happy betting. Good luck tomorrow. We're out of here. Peace out.
Peace out, boys.